getting started now. Get on. Okay. All right, all right. We got people checking in. We right here at 10:03. So let's go ahead and get this call moving. We are excited. Hold on, two more. My bad, my bad. I got two more. My bad. My bad. I got two more. Any new guests? Anybody that's new needs to hear and see what we are doing. All right, you guys. So we'll go ahead and get this call started, man. We got welcome to the Power Builders training call on Saturday morning. Excited, got people checking in, as you can hear, from all over the country, and we're excited about the growth that's happening not only with the company, but the growth of the individuals that are part of the organization. To see people being able to increase their income, to see people being able just to increase their knowledge base on how our capitalistic economy works. And I don't know why my screen seems so dark again. I got some technology over here. Hold on, watch this, y'all. I got some new stuff. Watch this. Bam! I just turned light screen real quick. Y'all saw that thing. Yeah. I got some new stuff over here, man. I'm telling you, we're getting the whole studio set up over here. So as we jump into this conversation, you guys, I haven't got a chance to meet all of you, even got a chance to talk with you yet as the organization continues to grow. So I just want to be sure that you get an opportunity to know a little bit about me and even some of the other trainers as we start to grow and build together. You know, a lot of times you see people that's working through companies like this or working through marketing plans like this and think that our journey is that much different than yours, and it's really not. You know, I can be honest in saying, you know, I was that guy that was working and was living check to check, you know, had a little success in life, a little success in business, and still found myself living check to check, meaning I'd figured out how to make money. You know, that wasn't the hardest challenge. But it seems like every time I made a little bit, it seemed like my lifestyle caught up very quickly, you know, and I was just frustrated with that because I'm like, man, how am I going to ever get ahead if I'm barely keeping up? So in learning the information I learned through the strategies of income shifting just like this, it put me in a different mindset. You know, because any of you guys is getting on a training call at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning when there's so many other things in life we can get distracted with. Let's be honest, all of us have something else that we could be doing, but we choose to be in position where we can get better, where we can learn and become better. You are a different type of individual. You know, you're a different type person to want to have that desire just for better and to understand that in order to do better or to do more, you have to learn a little bit more. So I want to say congratulations just for getting on and understand I'm speaking from a position of strength because all of us go through the same thing as we go through this journey. All right. So we're going to go very quickly and understand as a new individual, because this is what I understand. Getting started and starting over is the exact same process. It's the exact same thing. So whether you've been in the business 2 days or you've been in the business 2 months, we're still going to go through the exact same process because we understand that we're always evolving in this through this journey. We're going to always evolve. Okay. Now, one thing I want to talk about really quickly as we get this thing moving, we have a different culture within our Power Builders organization. We're definitely part of the extra digit movement, which is great. But we are building this family-oriented thing, and what we want to do is make sure that we're being effective as we jump on and build business together. So very quickly, I want to talk about just how we handle calls or webinars just like this, right? We call it Zoom etiquette, okay, where we can have a conversation on how to make these more effective, not just for us as people giving the information. Because watch this, at one day, at one point, you're going to probably look up and say, you know what, I want to do my own meeting. I want to have my own conversation with my own new people, and we want to help you avoid the headaches that we have to deal with a lot, okay? So when it comes to Zoom etiquette, the one thing we have to do is we want to be sure that we engage in the conversation. As much as possible, we want to engage, right? Meaning that, one, if you can, turn your camera on, right? For example, if you know we got a meeting at 10 a.m., you know we got a meeting at 10 a.m. We don't expect you to be dressed up. We don't expect you to be dazzled out, but we do want to be able to engage with you. So it's as much as possible, turn your camera on to be in position where you can have your camera on. That's going to help for several things. One, it's going to help with engagement. Two, it's going to more help with social validation. In our industry, when people come to hear different information, what we're saying is different than what they've heard for the last 20, 30, 40 years. So it's different information. Also, most people aren't doing what we're doing. So when they come to something like this, they have to get social validation. They just want to see other people are doing it. But when they jump on and they just see a whole bunch of names and they see three people face, it looks like it's just three of us, when it's really about 30 of us. Right? So let's give them that social validation and just being able to see them. Even on training calls, especially when your guests are jumping on, they want to see you. It's like your friend inviting you to a party and they show up and you ain't there. Right? I mean, how does that feel when you go to a party with somebody who's been invited to a gathering, a party, a networking event, and you show up and the person that invited you ain't there, and they're looking at you like, who invited you? That ever happen to anybody? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's just me. Am I the only one to crash parties? Y'all looking, y'all, right? So as much engagement as possible. When we ask questions, raise your hand, use the reaction button, right? It's really simple because, again, it engages your guest, right? 2, show up a little bit early. We want to start these as on time as possible. But when we have to buffer a little bit for 5 or 10 minutes, because now as our team is growing, we having conversations like back to back almost every hour that we got a conversation going. And if we buffer too much, our conversation blends into the other conversation. Right? Meaning you might have a guest on 1 and you have a guest showing up at 7 o'clock and you also have a different guest at 8 o'clock. Okay? But when we have to start late, it takes a little longer to finish. Right? So if you come on 5 minutes early, we can start the roll call 5 minutes early. We can be done at that 45, 50-minute time frame to give us time to adjust to the next meeting. Is that fair? Can I get a thumbs up with that? That's something we can control, right? Because most things we talk about now are things you can control. All right? And then 3rd, have your testimony ready. Okay? Meaning we ask for testimonies because in our industry, facts tells, but stories sell. So we always asking for testimonies. So even if you don't think your testimony is amazing, right? Like one person, I'm telling you, one guy, Javon Rowland gives his testimony probably more than anybody else out there, right? Is Javon online? I can't even say it. We got so many people. I don't want to scroll and mess up my screen, right? Javon probably gives his testimony more than anybody out there. But I think over the last month and a half, Javon probably enrolled. I think the only person might have enrolled more people than Javon might be Sean, right? Just on new partners, because he's always just telling the story, telling the testimony. So tell your testimony, be ready to tell your testimony, where now we're even asking, hey, who want to get a testimony? Don't be shy. I promise you it will help, right? And the more you do it, the better you become at it. Right. And then last, as we're doing Zooms and we're going over the presentation, don't just sit there and stare at the screen. We're doing it a certain way. We have slides that we use now because we want you to learn the presentation. We want you to be able to give the presentation, right? And it's funny because I know Sean's been in the business for about 45 days, and he started giving the presentation after about day number 5 or 6. Sean's like, hey, do me a favor, just send me the slides, right? Because, again, he didn't want to have to wait for one of us to be available, but as we're going through the conversation, y'all know it's repetition. We pretty much say the same thing. We might have different stories or different twists, but we say the same thing. And we're doing that so you guys can learn the presentation. So even right now, when I'm jumping on, I'm really jumping on to learn. I'm like, man, I got to jump on. I'm taking notes. I don't mind helping with any of them, but I'm taking notes. So take notes. Notice how they talk about inflation. Notice how they talk about a franchise model, right? Notice how they talk and say things because, again, you will be able to do the exact same thing. And at some point, you might want to be able to give the presentation, or we will need you to give the presentation, and you'll be prepared. All right? Is that fair? We got any questions on team etiquette? Can I get a thumbs up if y'all with me? Yep. Okay. We got it. Perfect. So we got to make some money together now. All right. So that way we can continue to work together because we always talk about we have a franchise model. We have a franchise model on how we build our business. But everything, every little thing, even when it comes to, like we talk about the example of McDonald's, there's nothing you can change in McDonald's. Even if you own the McDonald's, you can't change anything. When you walk into McDonald's and you go up to the register, the fries are always over there to the left, right? Anybody ever notice that? Anybody notice the fries always to the left? All right. Oh, is that just me? Y'all don't? It's just the fat dudes see the fries to the left. Y'all don't notice that? Okay. So, so y'all see that, right?
Right.
This is the thing. They don't set it up that way because that's cute. They set it up that way because of the flow of their operations. We want to have the exact same flow. Whether you get a McDonald's in College Park or McDonald's in North Carolina, when you go in, the straws are the exact same straws. Right? Nothing changes. We want to implement that model. And this sheet, this one piece of paper, is what we're going to use to go with. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with our Sponsor 3 to Hit ED form. If you have not printed this out, you want to print one out. As much as possible, you want to send the link to all your new partners and put on there, print this out. Reason being, when they talk to me, I want them to hear the same conversations as if they're talking to you, if they're talking to Sean, if they're talking to Yaz, they got to hear the exact same conversation, right? But if you haven't even given them the form yet, right, because they knew, they might not know, right? So in the group chat, I'm going to put in a welcome text that you can send to all your new people. It's a welcome text. It's going to be a link to be able to print this form out. And it's going to be a link to go through the Quick Start training. Is that cool?
Yes.
And on the page, our objective of this is to sponsor 3 people in your first 7 to 10 days. Oh, I'm low. Sponsor 3 people in your first 7 to 10 days. So your business can be self-funded. All right? So on the sheet, as you can see, goal 1, the short-term goal, is just to sponsor 3 to get you in that $150 mark. Sponsor 3. So if you start today saying, I'm starting over today, whether you've been in the business for 2 days or you've been in the business for 6 months, I'm starting over today. And from today, in the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to sponsor 3 people. And we're going to do it in a very strategic way. All right? So as we go through this now, there are certain things that you have to do within the 7 to 10 days. Saying the goal is great. Internalizing the goal is great. Now you have to move towards the goal aggressively, because 7 to 10 days is not a long time. Who can agree that it's amazing that today is Saturday already? Who can agree that time is flying by? Yes. Who can agree that we're already at the end of July already? Who can agree that flew by, right? So time is not slowing down. So what we have to do is aggressively move towards our goals and aggressively make things happen. So to get this done, the first thing we have to do is just follow the sheet. So I'm going to have a gentleman go over or start on this sheet to say, this is what you do day 1. Not just tell you what to do, but to actually show you what to do. Now, the reason that I figured that he would be the best person to do this is because he's maximized every single part of the Financial Edge membership. Every single part, right? I talk to a lot of people, and they say, well, I put in my credit information, but they hadn't done the Money Max yet. Or I put in Credit Max and Money Max, and they still hadn't done Equity Max yet 3 months later. I understand, but if you take time to put it in there, I promise you it helps build your story. So he's maximized every single one, right? And the thing that's amazing to me is he's a gentleman. I don't know pretty much anybody personally that makes more money than him just on his regular 9-to-5 job. So he's already successful in corporate America. Like I say, when people ask, I say, man, my brother balling. My brother balling. Like, but understand that he sees value in what we offer, even at his income level. That just assured me that we know we have a viable product that anybody can use. And y'all know he loves having fun and helping people. So y'all do me a favor and help me bring him to the line so we can continue to walk through our Quick Start training. My big brother, not only there, Richard the Hulk Hardon.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Great, great.
Man, I woke up excited this morning just to have the opportunity to share how we're building, how we've integrated this system, and why we are on track to win. Like, I think people, Chuck, don't have a perspective for how new we are, but specifically how different what we're doing than even the rest of the company. Because before I get started talking about training, Chuck Hardon is a district director with Making Wealth Real Financial. It's one of the top income earning positions in the company, and he's on track to have multiple district directors in his team. Now, I say that because we've only been in business for 8 months. But
Right.
MWR was in business for a year before we got here. And in that year, there were only 7 district directors in the whole company.
Mm-hmm.
There were no regional nationals. They all came out of this team using this system, and system is the key. We have an integrated success system that we keep simple, and if you keep it simple and do the steps in order, everybody write that in your notes. Do the steps in order, we win. So I'm going to jump in and start right from the blueprint that Chuck talked about, just so that people are clear on what the system is. This is the sheet. Everybody seeing the sheet? Does everybody have a paper copy of the sheet right there with them?
No.
I do.
Everybody got one? Print it out.
I do.
The link to get it is in the chat in this meeting now. So if you don't have it and you're on this line, now it's on you. But you got the blueprint. This page gets us everything we need. Now we'll go through the building part later, but I want to make sure that we all understand this business has 3 phases: start, share, and stay. Repeat. Start, share, and stay. Repeat. Start. That's all we do is help people get started, share the story, and stay. Now, I have recognized as I've worked with different people that one of the main reasons they struggle is they try to share before they start. Running straight to second base in baseball. You're out. You know why? Because you didn't start. You gotta go in order. So here's what I want to do. I want to just show you how simple it is to start. Now, what does start mean? It means go to howtoshiftyourincome.com/members. Oh, here's a secret hack. If you click on it in the document, it'll take you to that spot.
Wow.
You click members, and then you'll get a welcome from Brian Bean. Now, I'm not going to listen to this video with you today, but listen to the video and get his perspective, because think about it. 8 months ago, he wasn't in this business. This month, this business will pay him $30,000 guaranteed daily pay, plus $10,000 presidential bonus, plus $3,000 in car bonus. That's $43,000 a month. Do you think that with my good job, I'm gonna not listen to the person with the system that got the 43,000 first and fastest?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody, or just make sense to me? Let me look at y'all. Let me see. Everybody saying, y'all hear it? You hear where we're going? So as we jump in, the first part of starting is just to listen to the video so that you see how it fits into the framework. And then Brian and Shana have made it extra easy to do the steps and put them in the order that not only does MWR recommend, not only do I recommend, but that make sure that you build in a way that you can sustain the shifts as you start to make them. Because a lot of people come in and they want one thing. I want to get my credit score up, or I want to get my instant pay raise. Get all the money. I mean, Daddy always said, a table, don't leave any money on the table. A table is not a good place to store your money. Now, the instructions say that if you're logged into your MWR website, oops, not this part though. Haha.
That look good though. That look good. That look good.
If you're logged into your MWR website on services, when you click on the link in howtoshiftyourincome.com/members for the step you're on, it'll take you right to where you need to go to do your Money Max process. Now, there are detailed written instructions. Do both of them, meaning there's strategy 1 and 2. And here's a trick hack I figured out. Strategy 2 actually generates more cash flow for you than strategy 1. Strategy 1 is just easy. Strategy 1, well, what's strategy 1? It says, are you a W-2 employee? If you click to get started, it'll take you through a process. I know that a process that's this straightforward and simple. Upload your most recent tax returns and 2 pay stubs. Now there's an upload center down here below. This is where you put those things in. How many of you see that I put in my pay stub, Nikki's pay stubs, and our IRS documents, right? That's how hard that is. Once you've done that, click I'm finished, right? Now, I know the record for this for me. I think the fastest person to get that in was Natasha Johnson. I think she did that while I was explaining it. Right? She said, oh, I got that right here. Now, by the way, don't worry. I mean, there's a secondary problem that I found with strategy 1, Chuck. People feel feel like they don't have everything they need. Put in what you got.
Yep.
Put in what you got, and if you need help with that area, just make sure that you put what you have, and then walk through the process and make sure to ask if you don't have what you need. Note to self, I'm a business owner. Everybody write that in your notes. I'm a business owner.
Say
We
that.
pay for a Financial Edge membership so that we can get access to experts, and the experts can answer the questions. But some people have told me, I put in my stuff and they didn't call me, or I didn't get an email. Ask them. Ask for an appointment. They will answer and they will help you, but you got to let them know this isn't a wait for a result thing. This is working for a result. Strategy 2. Everybody with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the first step. Set that up. That result will come out. The best part about it is painless. It gives an increase and starts telling your story. But strategy number 2, now that you're in home-based business, my Lord, the reduction in taxes and the calm that you get from having an assistant help you with your process is TaxBot. The steps for setting up TaxBot are here in order. And again, go in the order that's on this document, meaning click setup on this side on your MWR website. All you need is your first and last name, an email address, and a password. You being you, me being me, I make it similar to what I use to log into MWR, even though you don't have to. Now, it's important that you create your account here before you go to the App Store to download the TaxBot. Because if you come to TaxBot as a non-affiliate, it is one of the most expensive apps on the App Store.
Yep.
Meaning you can get TaxBot without being in MWR. You just need to be prepared to pay $99 a month for TaxBot. Somebody getting crunk over there. What happened? What was that?
So
But after you get
in this
into TaxBot, there's a couple things I want to make sure that you do. Make sure that you set it up for automatic mileage tracking, and you can set up multiple businesses in TaxBot. So in my TaxBot, I have my MWR business, my property management business where we run the rental property business, and my speaking business, so that multiple businesses can have their expenses counted. Making sense so far?
Yep.
That's strategy 2. Now, once you're done, check this out. If you hit the back button and the back button, because that doesn't actually take but 10 minutes to do, it'll take you back to here. Now, once you've done that, click check on MoneyMax and then go to the next step to the right. So now you got one thing checked already. Now from MoneyMax, go ahead and tackle the next thing, CreditMax. And they do these things up front because the experts do have to take some time to look at and start working on your things. The revamp of CreditMax has a couple of things that require attention to detail. Meaning, the first step in CreditMax is to upload your 3-bureau credit report, create a profile, and your ID. Now this, here's the small print. Let me highlight it so you can see it. If you're on your website, you can see it right here. It says you can also obtain a free copy of your credit reports, because any report will do, and those things get uploaded down here. So let me back up and say that part again. If you want our credit experts to work on your credit, to restore your credit, the way that they worked on credit for me, Chuck, a lot of the people you hear on this line talking about their credit stories, it starts right here at CreditMax profile. Now, I'm not going to go into my CreditMax profile because that will put my social security number on the internet. Don't do that. But trust me, all it's asking you is your basic details and your permission to act as limited power of attorney. So it's your name, address, social, all the things that they need to do to process on your behalf. You upload your credit report, your 3-bureau credit report, along with your identification, and they go to work for you and they stay at work with you as long as you need them to. Does that make sense? Now, again, let me make sure the steps of this process are clear. CreditMax profile, upload your driver's license and your 3-bureau credit report here. And by the way, start expecting things to happen. They won't happen on this portal. They'll happen in your mailbox, meaning the credit bureaus will start to send you things. So when they first started doing corrections, TransUnion sent me this, and then they sent me that. I said, what am I supposed to do with these things? They said, send them to us.
Right.
So every
Right.
one of the documents that comes from your creditors or the credit unions, once they go to work for you, send them to Credit Max. I'm telling you, I work the system. I'm not just over here passively getting better. I sent the stuff in. Now I stopped reading the stuff because I was like, I don't understand what y'all talking about. But whenever I have questions, I ask them. I'm not saying that you won't have questions. I'm saying I had questions. Don't be passive. You're a business owner, operator. Ask. Any questions on Credit Max? Now, there is this question because a lot of people have asked me, Chuck, when I click on Get Started, it takes me to Smart Credit. It takes me to Smart Credit, and I put my stuff in, but how do I know they're working on it? And this is what's true right now. I do need to let everybody know this. Smart Credit is awesome. I love it. It has 2 tiers, $14 a month, $20 a month. It is not required. The Credit Max stuff is already in your membership. This is an extra add-on, and right now it's non-commissionable. So I don't push any of my customers. I say, if you got an alternate way or you want to start with a free credit report, start there. But if you're in business and you want to know how things are going and track like the pictures that I took for my credit score and my process, I got from here. This is up to you. It's optional. I'm not trying to add cost to your life, but when you see benefit and know that they have tools to track how you grow, that's what that's good for. Questions on Credit Max and how to get it started. License, 3 bureau credit report, which you can download. You don't have to just have one sitting around in your pocket. The link for where you can get it for free is right there. Or if you go to Smart Credit, you can get your credit report every month included in what you're purchasing in addition to. I think Sean Hill says those words often, right? In addition to, it's an add-on. But once you, hey, never mind. I'm excited. Questions? Were there any questions that, I think Yaz Anderson has a hand raised. Yaz, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Good morning to you, Rick. I wanted to know, how do you bypass that? Because over this promotion, a lot of people were giving me that same situation, and they were saying they had to spend another $14 or $20. So where do you click so I know to tell people to like bypass that on the new website?
And so let me tell everyone 2 things. I've already talked with Brian House. It's ironic that you get to chat with the CEO of the company about design so that people at least don't get confused. Where they can go to get a free credit report is actually right here. But because Brian Bean always says that people miss big opportunities with little things, so they will be reorganizing this. For right now, when you got new customers and new partners, get on the phone with them and let them know you can obtain a free copy of your reports without scores, updates, monitoring, protection 1 time a year right here. And that's all our team needs to do to go to work. So we have to tell them until this changes, right? Because I said that flow is confusing because the step that I actually need them to do first is get a report from somewhere, but fill in the profile here. They won't start working on anything until this profile shoot.
Hey, and one thing I want to add on to that, Rick, is to let them know that that's for the couple. Credit Max and Credit Max and Equity Max is for the household, for the couple. So both you and your spouse or your significant other, if y'all live together, can both get their credit fixed. So when we're talking about the program, you guys, that's great benefit. Because most people, just for one person credit repair in other companies, we do credit restoration, but in other companies, it's like $114 for one person.
Right.
And if we're doing $79 for 2 people, again, we already got them beat, right? Just with that one part of our membership. Just want to throw that in there for the couple.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
I have one comment, Rick. This is Angela. So the annualcreditreport.com is where you get the free uploads of the free reports that you can upload in the Credit Max. And then you can always set up a free account with like Credit Karma or other credit companies. And then so when your credit score changes, you'll receive notifications from those free accounts that you have there, as opposed to the Smart Credit that we have right now until you can get on the Smart Credit that we have, right?
That is correct. That is correct. I mean, valid 3 bureaus. They do need all 3 bureaus because the dispute process for individual bureaus differs. And I'm talking about they mastered it. There are so many people that came from other credit repair services to work on things here that are like, I never saw results this fast. So I'm excited for people to know. I just want them to be clear, to have them working on stuff for you. You need your Credit Max profile in, and you need your uploads, and the upload center is down here. Because I have had a couple of people say, well, I did everything, but all they had done was this.
Well,
Right.
Rick, I do recommend it to people when I'm enrolling or they're enrolling themselves so that they have something to be able to track and be able to get those notices and have that excitement. But sometimes they tell me they already have it, and that's, then I didn't know how to get around it,
If they already have it, then all we
Meaning
need
they already have a company or something, so they don't want to pay for like another one,
and that's fine. That's what I'm saying to you and to them. Fine if they have something else that gives them a 3-bureau report. Somebody dying out there. Is Rona coming through Zoom? What we doing? No, player.
Good morning. This is Michelle. I'm new to the call.
Hey, Michelle.
I had just two questions. Well, a comment on the credit report. I did my credit reports, I think last night or the night before. And the only one that I was able to upload it from Credit Karma, but the free annual report, Equifax was the only one that is requiring us to send in a document to request
something back on paper.
But I was able to download my Equifax from Credit Karma. So just to let everybody know. But my actual question was, also the other day I did the uploads for my tax returns, and I'm going back there, but I don't see them in the file. Is the reason why is because I didn't push
area?
Yeah,
I make sure I'm hearing. So when you go to the downloads area, the things that you uploaded aren't there in the portal?
Right, exactly. I just did my my W-2s, or my pay checks, but I don't see my tax returns. They're not in there any longer.
But they were there at one point?
Yes, sir.
Would you click the Ask the Expert button?
Okay.
I'm saying everybody, because you can see I put mine in December and they're still there. So
right, exactly. I noticed that.
The reason I'm asking the question is, there's 2 categories of things, and there are some subtle things. They're in the instructions, but if you think about the process with MoneyMax, and your question is good because that lets us know what other people probably don't know and haven't asked yet. So don't worry that you're asking something. You're new, and I give everybody permission to be new. One thing that I had to watch out for at first was I have a tendency to have special characters in, so I would upload a file with a dash, for example. Like it'll allow me to do underscores, but my naming convention is actually dashes for things with dates. So I click it, I push upload, but it wouldn't upload.
Yeah, then I had to rename it. I did go through that.
Okay, so you renamed it and they were there. So once you know that it's there and you don't see it, that Ask the Expert is your key. We hired experts in our membership. And if anything isn't where you expect it to be, my first things I'll start off chatting, but then if I don't get the answer or understand, I ask, can I set up a time to talk with someone? Here's my number. Here's some times I have available.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this so that we do a time box on the training because I think we gave you a contract for in and out of an hour. And I see I'm past my time. I know Sean Hill talks louder and faster. If I cut into how we actually build once we start. So what we'll do, we'll fix right here, and then we'll come back around and do a general question and answer for everything, whether it's services or for building. Does that make sense? So we'll do an hour on what we've prepared, but then we'll take as much time as you need up until 12:30 p.m. Plans at 12:30. Then it'll be someone else training. All right, so let's
But be sure to write your questions down. Don't not forget them. Go ahead and write them down. And don't try to remember them, because we want to be sure we clarify that for you guys to get everything in. But we do want to keep everybody and respect everybody's time who might have already went through this process right here.
All right. So quickly to the next thing, and make sure you get to the next thing quickly, is Equity Max. Now with Equity Max, again, once you're done with Credit Max, all I do is do the back button. Click on Equity Max right here, and it gives you the opportunity to go through a process. Now, by the way, for people that are looking for fast results, this is the fastest result in MWR.
100%.
The day you put your information in, you can know for certain that even with no additional money, when you can be debt-free, but you got to sit down and do it. It took me about 30 or 45 minutes to just get the bills off the kitchen counter while I was paying them and write down what the statement said into this interview. So when you click Get Started, it'll take you through an interview to ask you one by one the questions about the debts that you have, the interest rates that you pay, and put them in a spreadsheet. It'll look just like this. Well, hopefully yours will be lower and have far fewer student loans. But then, but then it'll take you to a process and say, do you have any additional margin? My suggestion for everyone, every time you get some money back into your cash flow, put it in the additional margin. Meaning, when I got my instant pay raise, that was my margin that went in there. When I paid off the credit cards, I added that to the margin I had in there, right? Because we're snowballing through a process, but when you're done, it'll give you an analysis that looks like the ones that you see for other people in the team. Does that make sense? So now I'm down to 8 years on my plan instead of 9, right? Knocking out time, and as you go through the process, we should always be accelerating once we start generating income. And then every month, it will generate a statement for you of what to pay to be on plan. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it says, so here's our lineup for this. I call it the hit list. Here's our lineup for this list. Here's what you owe. Here's what you should pay to this one. Here's what you should pay to the next one. Let's keep it moving. Does that make sense? And
yes.
then last but not least is the new element in Equity Max is Bill Shredder. Now, again, I haven't gotten my results yet, but I'm expecting something this week. I submitted the bills that I have to pay ongoing monthly. Comcast, Verizon, Vivint does our home security, all of those. I just put it in there so that now when people ask you, you don't even have to have your result yet. You can now speak to how easy it was to set up and get experts going to work for you. But this is the gift. Right now, even day one, the day you put this in, you can tell them they already put a plan together for me to be out of debt and a cash-free millionaire just on the money I make from my job. I can't wait till I start making money. Last pillar is Wealth Max. Let's be clear. Wealth Max, you should have done these 3 things first so that when you talk to them, you have a pretty good idea of what your cash flow position is. They have added a process, or they were planning to, where there's a form to schedule a consultation just to make sure you're in a financial position to make a move, right? No need to start talking about land banking or private reserve accounts if you have a high credit card balance, and they'll tell you that in the consultation, right? Because, well, that's a whole nother conversation. We'll save that for another day. Last 2 things, do these things. I find so many people that wait to do TaxBot, which we talked about already, and order your global e-wallet card. Order the card. Set up your account. Chuck, it amazes me how many times somebody's asked me what the password is to their e-wallet. Set that up day one. And here's why. With expectation. I have expectation that people are going to deliver money into my account. I set it up and I had them send me a card so I could spend it.
Absolutely.
So I can receive the money. Come on.
You knew that e-wallet mail is close to the top of your inbox. If you aren't, and you're a couple of months in, you'll be looking around like, where's that e-wallet email, right? Set that up. All those 5 things mean you're started in the system. Now you are, and by the way, people say, I don't want to be a seller. I don't want to be in sales. And we don't want you to be, put that in your notes. We don't want you to sell anything. We want you to be an excited member. right? An excited member that's done the process, that has created the success. And the last part in getting started, let's refer to the note, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Create your Zoom account and schedule 2 private virtual events. When you've done these things, now you're in a position to share. And there's an important feature that you get when you set up your own Zoom account is you get to set up your profile so that even when when my hair is not ready for presentation, I can do this. And he at least still see a smiling face when my camera isn't on.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense to you? So make sure, get your Zoom account, set up the profile, put your smiling face back there so that even when you aren't facially available to the presentation, your smile is. With that, I'm going to return control, and I apologize, Chuck. I tried to go short. They started asking me questions, man. But I'm going to return control to you so that we can talk through the next part, because now that you started your story, and your story is always going to get better, there's no one better in systematically applying and sharing than, wait, I'm going back to you. And you're introducing our next speaker. Or am I introducing our next speaker?
You can introduce the next speakers. We rolling now.
Shit. About this dude right here. We talk about no 0 days. No 0 days for other people means they didn't go a day without talking to someone about their business. When Sean Hill says, I have no 0 days, it's I didn't go a day without someone new listening to the information and deciding to take action on it. This dude is a master builder. I'm excited to have him in business partnership with us, not just because of what he can do and who he is, but because of how much fun we have building business together. Because this is the truth. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet. Help me welcome none other than the other Hardon brother. That's Sean T. Hill. You ready, sir?
I am. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Well, first off, man, great job, guys. Y'all are killing it. I mean, honestly, at this point, people that missed it, they truly missed it. Because even on the recording, when they see this, they will not be able to experience all of the different reactions in the chat, all of the different faces and how they light up on different parts. And you guys just pretty much turned it, flipping those switches. And it's just been incredible watching you guys do what you do. And Richard, I appreciate you sharing this business with me. Chuck, I appreciate you jumping on that line and setting that pace. And I'm just hoping to make you guys proud, man. I want us all to run to the top together. It's gonna be fun, but this money is gonna be sick. And guys, I don't want to take a lot of your time. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna take less time than what they asked me to do, because this business taught me one thing on day one that I firmly embraced, and I hold on to it. I say it to the team every day. They told me success loves speed. And when they told me success loves speed, I just decided that since I bought this franchise, because that you guys understand, we say it all the time, but do you really get that we bought a franchise?
Yeah.
Now, the key to buying a franchise is the franchise already works if you work it. And so the difference between whether or not the speed in which we build is just how fast we apply what's already there. And so when I got to about the 14th person in the first couple of weeks that I personally enrolled, I noticed a lot of people that had been in the business, a little bit longer than me, were asking me what was I doing. And when I started sharing with them what I was doing, they didn't recognize what I was talking about. And I was like, but I got this from Richard. I got this from Chuck. I got this from Brian B. And so the professional is the one that quickly uses the tools. And like Chuck was saying earlier, we had a great laugh yesterday when I just said, Chuck, our whole business is one sheet of paper. And he said, well, I can't say exactly what he said because I want to respect the fact that this is a trading call, but he used a colorful word and he said it is only one. And guys, this business is that simple. So the share portion for me was as easy as it gets. As a matter of fact, we've already been equipped with text scripts and social media scripts and email scripts and memes. But guys, I'm gonna tell you one of the secrets. A couple of weeks back, we were given this meme. And we were told by one person that used this and had like 900 hits. I said, well, now watch this. In my mind, I said, those never work for me. People don't even like them. They don't even respond to them. They just never work. I never get any response from anybody. But then my business mind said, success loves speed. And so I uploaded it immediately, and immediately I had 168 hits. And then we were taught to take it to the messenger, ask them to shoot us a text. 70 people shot me text within that day or so. People off the post that I put up 2 weeks ago are still replying as early as this morning.
Me too.
Off that one post. I didn't post it over and over again. It was just off that one post. So here's what happened. I had a couple of people that saw some of the team do it, and we were all mutual friends. And so they just uploaded it just to see what would happen. And they started calling and saying, what do I do with all these people? Well, first you're gonna need your own link to sign them up. So are you ready to do that? And so I actually have business partners that happened because they saw how successful this was on their page. So if you're in the business for more than today, if we don't see this on your page today, we got to question whether or not you really want to duplicate the proven system. But now your sponsor will tell you once people start saying me, what to reply. If your sponsor does not know, y'all get on the phone with their sponsor to find out what to reply. If that sponsor does not know, y'all get on the phone and y'all keep doing that. And if that just means that Richard or Chuck or myself or Yaz or some of the other leaders have to actually do a Zoom just to show you what to reply, everybody needs to learn it. But we got to make sure there's no broken links in the chain. Is this making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And so guys, then I embraced the 3 Ps, which are in the middle of the share, on the share portion. They told me if I piqued 50 people's interest, I would be, and guys, here's what a peak is. Have you ever heard of income shifting? So let's make sure everybody knows how to peak. Repeat after me. By the way.
Wait. How they gonna repeat? They all muted. Let's
By the way.
Let's start. By the way. Let's look.
I didn't think I had to tell grown people to unmute.
By the way. Ready, Sean, let's go.
By the way.
They said we training today and we see how we practice. So we're gonna practice a little bit harder than we have to play. Trust me, this is a lot easier when you do it with other people. When you do it with people that don't know what you're supposed to say, this is a lot more fun. Watch. All right. So we just had a long conversation because we catching up, by the way. I want to be clear. We're catching up with our friends. Guys, we're in the midst of a pandemic and all types of social unrest in the streets. People got a lot of stuff going on mentally. Make sure your friends and family are okay before you start jumping on them about income shifting.
That's true.
I've been having, and I know I have to say this, Chuck, because I be having to check some of the team because they just be asking me questions in the morning. I'm like, good morning, I feel great.
I know that's right. You preaching, Sean. I'm sorry.
I just ain't no damn call center. Y'all better say hi to me. I'm a person. So if you're doing it with me.
And congratulations on your decision to keep more of your hard-earned money. Let me start by
trying to sign up for one of them maxes.
That's Money Max right there. I know that sound.
Right. Money Max. But now you might want to do it after this conversation. But now here's the thing. I know if you guys are doing it with me and we just meeting, I know you're doing it with your friends and family. Not finding out how they doing. Find out how they doing first. They might have just had something traumatic happen. The last thing they need to hear about at that time is income shifting. Because see, this business is either going to be an awesome memory or a painful reminder based on how you do it.
Say that
Have
again.
you ever seen somebody and when you ask them about business or home-based business, they frown up? They're like, oh yeah, my cousin did something. See, this is a painful reminder. Somebody was out there doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, man, Like a matter of fact, one of my friends from college, she said, "Yeah, I know all about income shifting." Kier called me. I said, "Who's Kier?" Because at the time I was just getting started. I didn't know that was Junior from Steve Harvey Morning Show. I didn't know. I was like, "Who the heck is Kier? And who cares?" But she said she already heard about it. But the thing is, I know he was doing it right because she was positive about it. Is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, so let's practice. So we actually just had our conversation right before I'm about to hang up. And it's just in a regular conversation. It's just in a regular conversation. Repeat after me. By the way.
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 Have you ever heard of income shifting?
Have you ever
Heard of income shifting?
Now, most people are going to say no. Write this in your notes. This is not your opportunity to tell them everything you know about income shifting.
Yeah.
Because success loves speed. See, the reason why some of us have had a hard time getting people enrolled is because you're doing UWR, not MWR. I only got one sentence from Chuck Hardon. If somebody was to actually
speak the truth.
But let me tell you what I say first, and I very rarely have anybody ask me, what is it? So, Bernard, have you ever heard of income shifting?
No, what's that?
Bro, everybody needs to know about income shifting. We have a few income shifting conversations today. What time are you free?
I'm at work right now. Probably 3 or 4.
We actually have an income conversation on Zoom. If I say 5, okay, somebody
being strangled right now. I can't hear.
Yeah, hold on. So it sounds like it's going bad somewhere. I got it? Okay, good. Y'all know who that is, though. Send help. Send help fast. So, hey, I got you.
My phone in the background. I apologize.
All right. Send help. Send help. Right, that's this on themselves. Send help fast. So,
I'll go back to mute now.
Guys, I immediately invite, write that in your notes, immediately invite. I invite people to come listen in on income shifting conversations with me. I invite people to come learn with me because write this down in big bold letters, underline it and highlight it, and repeat after me. I am not the expert.
I am not the expert.
Now, people think that's gimmick, but guess what, guys? People join with me because they realize I'm not the expert. I am the last person you want helping you with your finances. My credit was so bad they wouldn't take my cash. What do I look like trying to tell somebody how to work their finances out? I am not the expert. I am not the expert on explaining the business when I first get started. Why? Some of you guys have seen me do a presentation before. When I invite people, even if I'm the one that's going to be speaking, I don't tell them I'm the expert until they get on. Write this down. The people closest to you don't really want to hear it from you.
Exactly.
And I'm saying this from a position of strength where I have friends and family that have seen us earn money doing this type of home business. And they still don't want to hear from me. They still want to talk about when I bumped my head on the pole back in the day, running a route playing football. They want to talk about that. So have you ever heard of income shifting? They told me about peak 50. Hopefully y'all got that. I would be able to pass 25 of them to a presentation. I invite them to an income shifting conversation. Now, if somebody does ask, well, what is income shifting? Chuck Hardon taught me to say, it's strategies to put more of your money back in your pocket.
That's it.
I don't give no long drive. And you know what everybody says when I say that? Oh, that's what's up. Right, that is what's up. If I can't pass them to a presentation the same day, I usually offer them to, like for instance, today I know for a fact that we have income shifting conversations at 3 and 6. So I asked them, what we have income shifting conversations today at 3 and 6. Which one of those works best for you? If neither works for them, I say, I understand. Timing is everything. How quickly can you look at a 5-minute video and get right back to me? If looking at a video is too much of them, oh, I understand. Sometimes it's hard to just sit down and watch videos. I want to introduce you to my senior partner who can just give you a better snapshot, because I don't want to mess it up. Write this down in your notes. Facts, fun, successful, helping me. While you're writing it, repeat after me. Facts.
Facts.
Fun. Successful. Helping me.
Helping me.
Listen, I don't want to mess it up. I'm new. Let me introduce you to my business partner, Mr. Hardon. He knows all the facts about this business. He's having a lot of fun doing it. He's successful with the company. And the thing I love the most is he's helping me. Hold on. Then if you pass 25, if you peak 50, you'll be able to pass 25 to a presentation. You'll be able to prepare 5 to 10 new partners. How do you prepare them? With this training and sending them to howtoshiftyourincome.com/members. Because this is about duplicating a proven system. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Excellent. So it is exactly 11 o'clock. I'm going to do a hard stop unless I'm told to go further.
Don't you have urgency and excitement? You just got to remember the eyebrows when you're on the phone.
Eyebrows up.
Eyebrows up. If your eyebrows up, your check goes up. I promise. I promise that's what happens. And so, Chuck, did you want to cover are we going to cover the meat of the
yeah, let's finish that up. Yeah, let's finish that up.
Okay, I'll do that really quickly and then we're done. And then I'll pass it back to you.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys see it?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, here's the thing, guys. These are the goals that hit the Rising Star Award. And so you can't forget the Rising Star goals. You got your momentum bonus. 3. Everybody hold up 3, unless you're driving. If you're driving, don't do this. Everybody, if you're not driving, hold up 3. Now, you need 3 business partners for your momentum bonus. You're going to earn $50 each. And if you do that within your first 30 days, they're going to add a $150 bonus. Now, for those of us that are restarting our business, that's still $50 each. Is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because then we know that we're in position to add 1 customer and get that $5 daily pay. Guys, if you're not in the daily guarantee club yet, fix that. It's not about titles or positions. It's about money. How many of you guys in this business to make some money?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. I'm loving
Here's
it.
the thing.
Yes.
Make it more.
In order to get to the 20s
I'm loving it.
and the 150s, we first got to get to the 5. Is this making sense? But the number one reason this is important is because now your business is self-funded. Everybody say self-funded.
Self-funded.
But then we all know that if we get 3 customers, now our Financial Edge membership is free. So everybody repeat after me. 3 and 3?
3 and 3.
To make this free.
We'll make this free.
And so now you're self-funded. Now your business is all for profit. You are not losing or hemorrhaging any money. And so guys, at this point, I want to transition and pass to somebody that I have a lot of respect for. He started the call, but I just think it's only right that because he's the pace setter for the team, because he's the person, because they say the speed of the leader dictates the speed of the pack. And he has definitely been setting a pace that we look up to and that we run after. And that's none other than our district director for a few more days, Mr. Chuck Hardon. So Mr. Chuck Hardon, if you close us out with anything that you have, I'd be greatly appreciated.
Awesome, man. Definitely, man, Shine. I so appreciate you breaking down just how that prospecting thing, how prospecting works, and I love it because, of course, you speak from a position of strength with the number of individuals you already put into the business and how your team has been duplicating and been able to create success. That says a lot just about how they're following the game plan you laid out, because most of the people on your team that we hadn't got a chance to interact with yet, that shows that there's a system that is duplicated. So with all the leadership that you bring and how you articulated that, I like how a lot of people say, Sean, just keep it real. Yes, indeed. Right? So, y'all, we're going to go ahead and finish this off. We want to keep this right at an hour, but it's one part of this form that we cannot let go, that we cannot just breeze over, all right? Because this is a business. We are building a business, and you have to treat it such as that. You can't treat it like a hobby, right? When someone's been in the business for 7 days, 8 days, they say, man, it's not working. I was like, McDonald's didn't work in 8 days. Microsoft didn't work in 8 days. Facebook didn't work in 8 days, right? We have to expand that vision of what we're actually building. We want to build something that's going to pay us until. You don't want to build something that's going to pay you for 7 days. That's too easy. Go get a part-time job for that. You want to build something that's going to pay you for, 7 weeks. Go get a part-time job for that. This is a business. We want this to pay us until. And the way residual income works, it can work that way, but we have to build it strong, okay? So this sheet was put together to start your business, not to finish it. This is just to start, okay? We want to get this done to start it. The first goal was just the 3. The second goal is the 12. Third goal is the 50. So it's 3, 12, 50, repeat. Y'all say that with me. Say 3, 12, 50, repeat. Right? This business is something that we will continue to do, right? It's something, but this is to get it off to a good start. It's that quick start to get that momentum up. Just like any airplane taking off, you're going to get that turbulence. You need the turbulence for an airplane. The turbulence is needed to get off the ground. It's supposed to be challenging. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. If it was easy to be a millionaire, everybody would be a millionaire, right? So God has to do things to kind of sort it out for the people that really, really want it, for the people that really want to go after it and make it happen. Because once you build it that way, it can sustain. What you don't want to do is have an easy journey and you get to a certain position, but you haven't gone through the trials and tribulations or the turbulence. I mean, you haven't built that character to sustain it. Right. We don't want to build it to a $100 a day business for it to be a $100 a day business for a day. Right. We don't want to build it for that so it's a $100 a day business for a week. We want to go from 100 to 150 to 200 to 300 to 500 to 1,000. You know why? Because I saw a guy do it. I saw a guy do it. And I could say, I'm not a Mr. Brian Bean. He's been doing this industry solid consistently for over 20 years, 25 years, built several different companies. But think about this, and just everyone. Let's just say you get half the results that he did. Half. Right? And instead of making $30,000 a day, $30,000 a month, you only make $15,000 a month. Let's break it down further than that. Let's say you can only acquire 10% of his success. You work as hard as you can, and you don't make $43,000 a month. But you just get 10% of that, and you land at $4,300 a month. Let me ask you a question. 8 months from today, will $4,300 a month change your life?
Yes.
If that would change your life, give me the thumbs up. Let's see if we can just say, look, if I can just get 10% of what this man done did, let me tell you, we following that exact same system. But we have to follow the system. So on the last line of this page, after you've go ahead and gotten your 3 partners and your 3 customers, 3 partners, 3 customers, 3 and 3 is for me. Once you do that, it asks the question, to make this business totally worthwhile, I'm willing to work to build it to how much per month? So you need to have your number of how much you need to make per month to make this worthwhile for you. You need to be able to say, how much do I need to make per month to make it worthwhile for you? Everybody's number is different. Everybody is. And once you know that number, now we have to be realistic and say, how much time am I going to give this every day or every week? Every day I'm going to give it something. Look, understand Rome wasn't built in a day, but it was built every day. This is a business that uses compound effort that can grow for you, just like compound interest that we teach you with your money. Time and money are the only two things of equity because you can invest your money and you can invest your time. You can waste your money and you can waste your time. So as you build this up, how much time am I willing to invest in my business every week, every day to get to this amount of money? And you have to be realistic with yourself. I'm very systematic in how I build my business because I still have a full-time job. I still got full-time wife, full-time kids, got the rental property business. We are all busy. But we make important what is important. You make a priority what is a priority for you. And if you want this business to be able to sustain and pay you like that, you have to treat it like that. Okay? So whatever time you give it, however much it is, be committed to it. I'm going to give an example. Every Monday at 6 p.m., what do you guys think I'm doing every Monday at 6 p.m.? Let's see who knows me.
Power hour.
Power hour.
We are doing a power hour. We're doing a power hour. And guess what? I don't just do it for myself. I invite all y'all. Hey, look, come do the power hour with me. I make calls just like y'all do. I make lists just like y'all do. I get told no just like y'all do. Right? People ignore my calls just like they might ignore yours. But I still look, I'm going to use these hours to make my calls so I can set up my week. I like to get my week started off right on Monday, right? So I set aside that time. I set aside time every day. This is my time for building my business. You need to know that because if you treat this like a business, it will eventually pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it will continue to pay you like a hobby. So I want to be very upfront and realistic with that, you guys. We have an opportunity with this one. And what you don't want to have happen is you jump on a Zoom and you see your cousin on somebody's Zoom and somebody else invited. Or you jump on a Zoom or a meeting and you say, hey, that's my brother-in-law right now. I didn't even call him. Hey, that's my beautician. She do my hair. Matter of fact, she just did my hair last week. I didn't even talk to her. I didn't even mention it. Let me tell you, that feeling will make your stomach hurt for days. It'll make your stomach hurt for days, right? Then you might even call them up like, hey, I saw you was looking at the business. They're going to be like, yeah, man, I've been in for 2 weeks, man. I'm already got I'm about to close my third person. You're going to be like, oh, my goodness, why did I not even ask the question, have you ever heard of income shifting? Because the thing that Mr. Hill did, nothing he said was difficult to say. Nothing he said was hard to do. You just have to man up and do it, okay? So put your goal on the page. Let us know, and then as you do your page, send it to your leadership. Like, look, okay, because we have to be able to inspect what we expect. So as you go through your charts and you do your money max, you do your upload, do a screenshot. Send that to your mentor or to your sponsor like, hey, look, my money max in the system. Once you do your credit max, do a screenshot. Send that directly. Don't put it in the group text, please. Don't put it in the group chat, please. Okay? We're going to keep that clean, please. Right? But send it to them so they know, look, I'm in the game. I'm not playing with this thing. I'm in the game. I'm following the system. So we know that we can still work and grow together. All right? Awesome. So that is our conversation, guys. We want to be sure that we kept that nice, neat, and complete. And I think we are really at 1 hour because we started about 10 minutes late. So
one thing before we go. Just one.
Yes, sir. What did I do?
I want to show you guys what it looks like. So your only responsibility to the last person that you recruited, that you enrolled, is to do this with them. Nobody cares that you did it. Nobody cares that I did it 45 days ago. They just got started when? Today. And so we run with them. So when Yolanda got started, we said, okay, great, let's run. By the end of my first day, Deidre was the third person started, right? And so I was like, okay, well, this one's done. Felicia became my customer, $5 a day that first day. Most people would make the mistake of saying, okay, I got my sheet done, Chuck. I'm done. No, Deidre needed me to do this with her. So I had to do it with Deidre. And so got some people started. Well, we finished it. Well, but guess what? All right, Dana, let's run. So me and Dana had to do it together. And so we got some people started. Takia got started. She said, "You gonna do this with me, big bro?" Absolutely. Let's run. And so we got it started. We kept running. Deandra was the last person on the sheet, but she had the same conversation that I had with everybody else. All right, Nisi Boo, you ready to run? I'm gonna run with you, Unc. Let's go. And so we ran. And then my sister Juletta got started. She was the third person on the sheet, but I couldn't stop because she said, "I need somebody to do this with me." That's how Juletta speaks, right? So I was like, all right, Juju, I got your back. Let's run. And then one of my favorite cousins on the planet, Sandra, was the last person on this sheet. I couldn't just say, well, at this point, Chuck, I should be able to just hang it up. No, because I need to be able to do this with Sandra. And so I did it with Sandra, and then Lamont got started. He was the third person. Lamont, he and I have never been in the same room together. But guys, when you set yourself on fire, people will come to watch you burn. And so now I just had to start a new sheet, and now Chris got to see me finish this one out. And that's all I wanted to share, man. I just want to let people know that we're not just saying this stuff. I'm just doing this one sheet. I'm brand new.
That's right.
There gave me some other sheets, and I filled those in too, but I had to fill this one in first.
This one fills in the other sheets. We'll show you how to do that.
We'll show you how to do
30. Right. You need to know.
We'll show you how to do that. You need to know. So
unless you do this one.
So for SDs and EDs, we definitely will have a structured conversation because now we have to work on structure and as you build. So as you hit different positions, you start getting different conversations, right? So we're going to definitely put a call together to help with that conversation because we need to help you guys structure your organization solid so it continues to build, all right? So that is our conversation, you guys. And really, we are going to open it up for question and answer, but I think we're going to cut off the recording. But I forgot to start the call off with the Power Builder Creed, all right? And for everyone that was on the call, and before we end the call, we definitely got to blow it up because we got the best kept secret in the world right now. And it ain't going to be a secret long because we're going to go out and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody what we got our hands on. So we about to blow this thing up, right? But before I do that, let me go ahead and finish off with the Power Builders Creed. This is actually a creed my brother wrote probably about 5 years ago, but it embodies what our organization is all about. It really kind of helps us understand and look, this is what this organization entails, all right? And it's called Power Builders. If you need a copy of it, let me know. I'm a power builder. I live my life with the attitude of gratitude and expectation, thanking God for his power that flows through me. I make a daily commitment to build up my God-given powers and the powers of those around me. I build my mind, my body, my spirit, my business. I build my world. I'm a power builder. Speed plus strength plus precision equals power. I would not have been given the powers I possess if I was not expected to use them. Now, along with great power does come great responsibility. I choose to use my powers for the forces of good, forever increasing my world for the better forever, forever increasing love, wealth, health, success, and abundance. I'm a power builder, and I invite you to join the movement. That is the Power Builders Creed. If you need a copy of that, If you need a copy of that, let me know. Just send me a message. Yeah. Don't put it in the group. Don't put the message. Send me a message directly.
The group to put it in the
Yes, sir.
Right? So if you need a copy of that, that's a great affirmation that you can say every morning when you wake up. I promise if you say it 3 times, it'll make you smile. I promise you.
Hang that on your wall.
That made me
yes,
smile.
Indeed.
You said it.
So, we got a tradition with the team where we blow things up. All right? If y'all know we like to have fun, we're going to go ahead because anyone who's been on for the hour, you have done your due. We appreciate it. We will take questions and answers. And the good thing about sticking around for questions and answers, most people's questions are the exact same. So somebody's going to ask a question you thinking. But to blow things up, you're going to have to stand up out your seat. So wherever you are, you're going to have to stand in order to really get a good blow up, right? Okay. Now, when you blow things up, right, it's a movement that we do. It's all about energy is real and energy is motion, right? And energy is contagious, right? So when you blow things up, it's real simple. You take both your hands like this, make a fist, right? You start at the bottom and you go, boom, and you slam down and you yell boom as loud as you can. As a matter of fact, you need to scare the kids in the house. Somebody's going to run in the room and say, is everything all right? And you're going to be like, yeah, everything great, because we just blew some stuff up, right? So we do it together. Hold on, let me put mine on grid so I can see everybody. There we go. There we go.
We ready.
Let's go and get it. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Boom!
All right, y'all. Appreciate you getting on. We do have a presentation at 3 today and at 6. So if you have guests, go ahead and let's pack it out. If somebody missed the ones last night, tell them they get one more chance. Don't beg them. Say, look, you got one more chance. So now, does anybody have any questions that we can take over, whether we're talking about the training that Sean did or the training that my brother did? Any questions at all? Let's lay it out on the table right now.
I came in late, sorry, Zona. And I need to know where's that sheet at.
Good question. I'm finna put a message in the group chat or welcome text. I want you to copy the text and paste it to your notes so you can send it to all your new team members. But there's a link on that text. You just click the link. All right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect.
Good morning. This is Gwendolyn Dodson. I wanted to know for the 3 and 6 p.m., is it the same link that we're having training?
I don't think so.
No, it's at income-shifting.biz.
Somebody head up and get those.
Yep, I'll put it in the GroupMe app. I'll put it in there right after I do it.
I want to point out, for those of you that have not gone through the whole howtoshiftyourincome.com/members site, download the 3 and hit ED. That's where the sheet is. It's right there.
Right.
So I want to make sure that people know most of the stuff that you don't think you have access to is right there in one place together so that we can build fast. Does that make sense? Everybody see it? Howtoshiftyourincome.com. After you finish starting, is the next thing right there. Download the sponsor 3 and hit ED sheet so that as your new people get started, you know where to get a clean copy. And anytime Brian or the leadership updated, the latest version is out there on howtoshiftyourincome.com/members. Bookmark those 2 sites, by the way. Your website and your howtoshiftyourincome.com/members while you're new, they should be not only in your most recently viewed, they should be quick text, ready to shoot it out to somebody else.
True. Quick question about the sheet. On the section where it says daily guarantee, 3 personal QFDs and 1 personal customer, those 1, 2, 3 down there, is that your 3 people that you've, the QFDs? Just what are those 1, 2, 3 that's after that 1 customer?
Great question.
All right,
great question. Those are 3 more customers. Because once you acquire 3 customers and you're in the business, your membership is now paid for or is now free. So 3 customers has your membership, instead of paying $119 a month, you'll only pay $40 a month.
Okay.
Because your members, so you want to get those 3 knocked out. As a matter of fact, I thought we mentioned that, but that was a great question. Now, so we appreciate it. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Help the brothers out.
You know. Thank you.
Yeah, so 3 customers. So we always are getting partners or we always are getting customers. If someone is not interested in building the business, let me give you guys a hint too. When someone is even hesitating or they just saying, well, I don't really know, this business might not be for me. I said, normally it's because they don't know if it works. I tell them, I say, look, let's do this. Why don't you just be a customer right now? Go ahead and let them improve your credit, help you with your instant pay raise, because we still get 2 points for customers, just like we get 3 points for business partners, because we want them to use the system anyway. So I'm very good, but let's shake them off the fence. Yes is good, no is good, maybe get on my nerves. Right? So let's go ahead and just shake them off the fence. I don't want to have to call you back 2-3 days from now saying, did you think about it? Did you need more information? Look, what you going to do? Let's be a customer. Let's go ahead and set a date for that, for when you're going to get in the system. Let me help you with that. All right? So you do want to at least get your 3 customers. Now your business is only $40 a month instead of $119 a month.
Oh, and by the way, remember, not only does it make it free, each one of those customers, when they sign up, it still pays you $40 up front. So that's another $120 you've made in this period off of people that are number two. They're, ostensibly. So don't mistreat those ones that say they don't want to build. Say, I totally understand. Let me help you expand your cash flow, because that does pay too. 40 up front, 10 a month. That's another 120 on the table.
I love that, because all I know is I see all kind of emails where I'm getting that upload every single month to my e-wallet. So I just love that part. For this and all for right. That. Yes, yeah.
Any questions? Any questions, you guys? This is not the time to be shy.
Okay, so I'm trying to do everything. And I started with the Credit Max because that's where I'm supposed to start first. I was going to go ahead and do Smart Credit, and it's asking for a sponsor code.
Skip it.
Have a sponsor code?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else that gets that question? If it asks for a sponsor code, there's none that we have to offer. Skip it. I had to call corporate for the same question, just so you know. If I got an answer to that, it's because I went through it. Yeah, it'll still let you enter, but.
Thank you. I'm going through everything now, so if I have any more questions, I'll let y'all know.
I love when people get started. Now, Morgan Cleveland is in Dayton, is that right?
Yes.
Not in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, I remember.
No, I'm in Dayton, Ohio. That's
just confusing.
All right, any other questions, you guys?
I have a question. This is Tia. Good morning.
Good morning.
So my question is, hi. So
acting all funny. I've been off camera. Look, I see you.
Hey. So my question is, both my husband and I are in the business, but I heard you guys say on one of the trainings that you can use the system for both of you. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the best way for us to proceed with using the system. Because with the credit part, he has to download his own credit report and go through the Credit Max. But for like the Money Max, we do that collaboratively. For Wealth Max, we do that collaboratively. So what's the best way for us to maximize both of our memberships and still get our overall services together as a couple? Does that make sense? Does my question make sense?
Yep. So the short answer is the sheet will clean that up. Meaning, once you both have 3 customers, you'll both be paying only $40 for your membership. I mean, you'll not be paying for your membership, and your overhead will only be for the business center. So that was something in practice that we didn't realize that we could clean up until like January. So I am one of those people. People that look at and say, no, make sure you line up those customers because they count. That's our business.
And also, yeah, you can put the credit on the same one or the separate one. But if y'all started on one, it's easy just to keep everything on one. But the biggest part about having 2 distributorships is that you're building 2 businesses and 2 streams of income, right? Yep. But you do have to work it as two businesses.
Okay, that's what I told him. We both have to get our own customers, get our own business partners, and still working as a separate business.
Exactly.
Okay.
Here's Felicia McCoy, a great example of that. They built 2 different businesses. So, yes, but it gives you something to focus on because residual income flows up. So that's a great thing.
Okay. Got it.
Awesome.
Thank
you. Can I add to that, Chuck? Because I'm in that same situation. So if you ever have any questions, just get with your upline, because I get with Mr. Hardon on how to strategically make sure that my husband and I are both entering people
I'll try not.
Into the system as we bring in new customers and business partners.
If I missed it, just let me know. That's why.
All right. Any other questions? Man, y'all did a great job because I don't see no more questions coming through. Nobody. Y'all did an amazing.
Hey, simple business, simple system. Keep it simple. Keep it moving.
Simple business. Okay. So if you guys, we did record this. So we want to, I think my brother's going to post on his YouTube page, and then we'll be able to share it with people that did not or were not able to get on this morning. But again, you can see who agrees that if you would have had your business partners on the line right now, that your phone would stop ringing, most questions would have been taken care of. Right? So what we have to do is, as we go out and build and promote, you want to be sure that you're encouraging your team. Hey, look, I need you to get on this training call. Because what we want to do is minimize the time that we have to spend doing this again. You know, and the only reason we know that we should do it is because we've done it before. I'm like, man, it's the same conversation I had. Just like when I did the training call, like, I'm having this conversation too many times. Let me record it and let me get it to you, right? So again, use this as a tool, and you can go back and review as well. You know, we want to be sure that everybody gets the information and can give the information because, like Sean said, this is a simple business. All right? So definitely want to say congratulations to all of the people that got promoted. We will do all recognitions and all that stuff. We got so much updating in the system. But let me let y'all know, y'all kicked butt these past 6 days and really made it happen. And as you can see, the effort goes in. And again, just like this sheet is the momentum to your business, not the end, this past weekend was the momentum in your business, not the end. So we really just getting started. So let's make an active and intentional focus to helping those people create just a little success with the membership as well as their business. So they need to set up their own personal Zooms. It's on the form, at least 2. We blessed that we have a team that got presenters that's starting to, kick in, and we got more people kicking in with the conversation. Dana did an amazing job yesterday on giving the presentation last night. We got other leaders stepping up. Vonda does a great presentation. We got other people that's really getting started. But it's not just to plug in. They need to be responsible for their own Zoom so they can invite their people to it to make sure they maximize it. Why? Because that is the system. That's why. All right. So we good?
Thanks, Coach. We love you. Thank you, guys. Great training this morning.
Thank you, guys, for the training.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.
Awesome. Peace out.
Peace
All
out.
right, have a great day,
Town
everyone.
down.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.